Newsday. It's always a pleasure to have you.
Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure for me too.
Well, Chief George, it seems that the government is in a panic. We have seen lots of individuals come out to make sure that they make it clear that they do not want a protest to happen. We have seen many people pull out of these said protests as well. We've also seen how the protests played out violently within Kenya. What are your thoughts? Is Nigeria a ticking time bomb?
I don't want to use as a retired general. If you use that word, it means you have galvanized the people for violence. For me, we're in a democratic dispensation. People must be able to express their feelings about the activities of the government. Nigeria is not a private enterprise. If the people are not happy, let me appeal to both the government and those people who are preparing to do this demonstration. Let there be peace. Please don't get violent. Go out peacefully, explain yourselves, let the leaders explain to government. Because when you listen to the policies of the government, the way they are manipulating and trying to give economic solutions to the problems, it is mendacious and absolutely manipulative. And people, when I hear we are buying palliatives, we are doing, look, it is an old saying in English that teach me how to fish and I will feed myself forever. But if you keep giving me fish, there will be a time I may want something else and you don't like it. Part of democratic activities is for people to react. Otherwise, where do you get the feedback from? I said it before, all those people in the National Assembly, to help people from their constituencies, they must be prepared to reduce 50% to 50% their allowances and salaries. Okay, look at this issue of 70 naira given by the president. Nigeria is not a microcosm. Nigeria is a massive nation. What is the business of the national government in the state, management of the states? We need to go and refigure, we need to go and restructure and reduce the impact of federal government on local governments and states. I mean, if we don't restructure, we are wasting our time. No, part of, you are looking at, I retired as a general. Yes, the military organization requires a pyramid. Directive comes from the top to the bottom. But in a democratic dispensation, the powers must come from the base to up. If they are not feeling the impact of your government, they have the right to exercise their voice. But I want to plead with Nigerians. We are at the edge of, we are at the precipice of total collapse now. Let them handle this issue with decorum, with commitment, with dedication, and listen. That's why I said on both sides, I want to appeal to those who want to go on strike. Please don't go into violence. I know you are angry because you are hungry. Let them know. Let the president himself see it. If they have been telling him stories that don't add up, let him see. Every time you go to National Assembly, you want to do something in the local government, what has it got to do with the national government, for God's sake? Let's revisit the constitution that was given to us by the military. It looks completely like a military organization. No, power must come from the bottom up, not from the top down. We've been talking about insecurity. We're talking about lack of food insecurity. And we can do something. I said it before. There are two devils left behind when the British left Nigeria. The first was this tribalism. They implanted is a devil. Then the second one is religious bigotry. What has those two issues got to do with managing people? Nobody selected himself that I want to be a Yoruba man, an Igbo man, an Hausa man. No, you just popped out. And the Almighty God, whether you are a Muslim or Christian, is irrelevant. In all religions that I know, you are told, love your neighbor as yourself. What you will not accept, don't do it to another neighbor. So it doesn't matter Because the day you pack up and you die, that's the end. Let us have an impact of governance. It's democratic. Look, there was a report during President Jonathan's regime, a report on the Constitution, a review of the Constitution. It didn't start today. This mess didn't start today. It started when General Buhari was head of state. He threw up the report and said they should put it in the archives. And Mr. Tinubu should now wake up, look at the issues, listen to the people. They don't want to, they're just sending their feelings. And this issue ranges from the swampy forests in the south to the savanna regions in the north. Every corner in Nigeria, I've met a lot of Nigerians here. They see you, they come, they say, Baba, what is going on? You know, so let us be humanistic. Let us have the feelings of the Almighty God for the grace of our people. Things are not working. Everything is degrading. I'm not saying we should head into what they did in Kenya. No. Nigeria is more civilized than that. But don't prevent them from exercising their fundamental right to tell you, like a feedback, that we are not happy. You know, so for me, the government has to be careful, and all the other agencies, and they should follow them, you know, but don't shoot at them. And anyone that is making any violence, they can isolate them, grab them, and take them away. Thank you, Chief Bode. George, and you also asked. Yes, you also asked on the election in Edo State. I want to thank Governor Obaseki, and I want to thank the governor in waiting for PDP. Please, let us be very careful. Now, I was told that INEC, they will manipulate, you know, the way they handled elections. We have passed that stage. Let the will of the people prevail. Don't manipulate this election. The whole world is watching us. The whole world is watching us. All these investors you want to bring to Nigeria, you want this, you want that. How would I be interested in coming if you can't manage yourselves? I want to appeal to the managers of our party, especially the Board of Trustee members. They should get involved to resolve all these crises, because they are all personal. You for how long would you be? God told us 70 is guaranteed for you as your existence. After that, you are already in the departure lounge. You are only waiting for him to call your flight. So what do people like us, want to do? We had people like Papa Ekweme. He did so much. He was the chief convener of the most sensible, the most rational approach to the management of governance in Nigeria. He brought this idea of zoning and rotation. People want to manipulate that. It is mendacious. It's unacceptable. We need to be very, very careful. There are millions of Nigerians living outside, and everybody wants to come back home to do something. We should allow them. So Mr. Tinubu, the president, please, I said a couple of months ago, I said, okay, let them give you that 1 year. The 1 year is over now for your learning, yes, the do's and don'ts of the villa.
Chief Bode,
from now on, we must go.
I'd like to ask you, I'd like to ask you, as a retired general, I'd like to ask you about the military releasing a statement about the protests, threatening to get involved if the protests turn violent. Do you believe that the military should be getting involved in protests in the country? Some people argue that the military is constitutionally for protecting our territorial integrity, for protecting us from foreign threats, protecting us from invasion. Do you believe the military should be releasing statements about a planned protest?
Now, you know, there is a special operation. We call it aid to civil power. We call it in the military aid to civil power. If the police, the SSS, if they cannot handle any violence, the commander-in-chief will be told that the police cannot handle. That's when you get the military involved. Well, I've also taken part in this aid to civil power. It will be organized to make sure that their presence alone will make the people be very calm. And I am appealing. I have seen so many things in this country, in this life. Is it when you go out to shoot somebody, do you know whose child it is? Do you know what value that will provide? This is a democratic dispensation. Even during the military government, they had protests. You must allow people to vent their anger and whatever they have perceived as your approach to solving the problem. If they are not satisfied, they must talk. They must talk. But please, on the other side, I want to plead with Nigerians. Please don't run and turn the whole place into a violent environment. I beg you. Exercise your wishes. Exercise your depth of dissatisfaction with the government. You have a right to do that. Nobody can take that away from you. But please, don't be tempted to go into violence. And policemen, too, I want to plead with them. These are your Nigerians. These are fellow countrymen. So why would you want to go and shoot at them? Except those, sometimes when you gather, once you are more than one or two, some people can see that as an opportunity to create violence. They themselves, the protesters, can arrest those guys and hand them over to the police. That is the most sensible thing to do. It happens anywhere in the world. And that the military made a statement, yes, in case the thing breaks down and the police cannot handle it, we call it an aid to civil power. That's when you bring in the military to assist. But I'm sure in their depth of mind, they will never want to shoot at a citizen who is a bona fide Nigerian. Why would he want to kill your people? Why? You look at it yesterday. Netanyahu, the Israeli president, went to America to address the Congress. Outside that Congress, there were thousands and thousands of Palestinians who were protesting. Yeah, but nobody, because the police presence ensured that nobody went wild. So why can't we do that? Why do we keep encouraging these two devils that, like I said, the British left behind? And we've not been able to resolve it. Tribalism and religious bigotry. Absolute nonsense. Look at the way they changed their government here. Conservative was in government for 16 years or more. And then they did the election. The people said they are tired. Well, let the INEC wake up. Let the INEC do what is proper.
Chief George, yes, speaking of government, well, first of all, we hope that calmer heads prevail and whatever grouses that the country has, that it is made clear and the protests aren't violent. But I want to move on to, well said, Chief Olabode George. Very, very well said. Our time is far spent. It has been great speaking with you. Thank you once again for joining us.